one.
Are we
Welcome
going?
to another edition of the McLean County Sports Network. I'm your host, Cameron Edwards. Alongside me is Matthew Miller and Adam Clark. Pleasure to have you guys at the booth with me tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to be here. It's a packed house tonight. With a lot of McLean County fans showing up to support.
With a record-breaking night like this.
Hey, Coach Hicks, I can't hear myself or them. What? All right.
All right.
Well, we're going to unplug my headset right now, and we're just going to go two at a time. So.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. As we get ready for tonight's action, we do remember earlier on in the year when the Cougars did take on Catholic here in the Sports Center. Adam, can you remind us how that game went earlier in the year?
If my memory serves me right, we did lose, but we lost by a small margin. So. So as a precursor to how this game could go, I knew coming into this game, no matter how the history was, this is going to be a heck of a ball game by both teams, and I'm extremely excited to be here.
And the boys have really found their stretch going down the road here, as the boys have picked up win number 22 on the year in the quarterfinals against Breckenridge County. We'll see if the boys can continue this magical run tonight here against Catholic, who has a very young roster. Catholic wins the tip, and we'll be heading right to left from the box. Catholic has a lot of good ball movement. We'll see that tonight. Cougars currently going with what appears to be a 2-3 zone. Nope, they've moved a man. All right, we have the boys going up top here. Adam, what's some good things that the boys are going to need to capitalize here on in this game?
They're going to capitalize on perimeter defense, especially Drew Hart's and number 3 there. As he just proved to us that we need to work on our perimeter defense. If we can keep our perimeter defense tight and keep it and just keep focused on that, it'll be a little bit more of an even game in terms of the three-point shooting tonight.
As you saw who shot there, that was number 3, Gary Weaver, junior out of Catholic. Expect him to do great things tonight, as Jacobs off to the right on that shot. But fierce rebound there by Brady Dame as he appears to get hit in the eye. Logan Patterson passes the ball out to Jacob. Be on the lookout for Jacob to drive in with some of his fancy moves that he's been known to do here this season. Adam, what can we expect out of number 35, Logan Patterson, in the low post tonight?
That right there, he is the king of putback. If there's a chance for a second chance opportunity, Logan Patterson can smell it out, and he is there for it.
All right.
So just expect a lot of second chance opportunities coming from Logan Patterson. Ooh, almost turnover there for the Catholics.
Catholics got a lot of youth down there on the floor, as they only have 3 seniors on the roster, and I don't believe any of the 3 are starting. So that could come into effect here in this game, as this is a higher level game than most of these guys are accustomed to playing in. See if age can play a difference here.
Senior Drew Hart's, I do believe.
Number 23, Drew Hart's. Yes, he is one of the 3 seniors.
Okay.
But there's another 4 on the court that are not, so expect some inexperience that might come into play as this crowd gets more into the game. The Cougars have practiced patience ball handling here this year. Missed out on a travel there.
Rebound by Webb.
Cougars going to have to be more forceful down there in the paint, because Catholic does have some size advantage on them at some points. And that's a 3-point basket there for number 23, Drew Hart. Also played quarterback for the Catholic Aces this year when the Cougars beat them at home. Isn't that correct, Adam? All right. So Drew Hart is looking to get revenge here as Jacob loses the ball. That was a good. Oh. Almost 2 no-look passes there. That would have been pretty impressive.
Just the fact that they did it was impressive. I'm impressed.
Keep an eye on Brian Griffin as we go on throughout the night as he guards Jacob Clark. Appears to have some quick hands. Will pick your pocket in a second. So make sure we keep an eye on him. Jacob's going to have to pay more attention. Jacob likes to drive and put his head down. That should be a foul, and 1. Good call there by the 4th region referee, Ryan Kraft, who's the head referee on this game. For all those sitting at home wondering, I do ref in the 4th region, and that is my middle school signer, so I might be biased towards refs tonight.
Oh, good boy.
And Jacob Clark hits the and 1. The Cougars are really going to have to capitalize on their free throws tonight.
Yeah, yes, they are.
If you can't hit the freebies, you can't expect to win a ball game. And the Cougars have struggled with that throughout the year. As you see, Logan Patterson's percentage has been pretty low throughout the season. And he gets fouled a lot, so if he could really capitalize this game on the free throws, I think we'll be in a good position. Jacob Clark paces out to Brady Dame there. Back over to Englehart, takes the elbow. Two-point basket.
That is Englehart's money shot. Every time he has pulled it from the elbow, that area, it's 100% every time.
Oh, yeah.
He has perfected that craft.
Well, we got a slight push off there, but it's hard to see that on the ground. Mr. Bishop with the rebound there, bringing it back up the court, guarded there by Griffin. Griffin's going to try to stay in front of him, does not. Passes off to Englehart. Passes back out to Dame, looking to set up the offense here. Looks like we have all four guys lined up along the baseline as Brady Dame comes up.
Yeah,
Patterson.
They're trying to prevent that post play.
A lot of body there. That would be a travel. That was a good call there by the referee. There was another violation that could have possibly been called there called the excessive elbows.
That's what I thought he was going to call. I didn't realize he traveled.
Mm-hmm. We pass out here to number 23, Drew Hartz. Englehart's all over him like peanut butter on jelly. That's a walk. Good call there by Mr. Mark Webb. Number 21 will be checking in for the Catholic Aces. That will be Luke Scales, a sophomore, 5'11". Looks like he'll go to work underneath the basket, so keep an eye on him as we go forward. A lot of youth and inexperience underneath there. Cougars got all seniors out there except for Brady Dame. Brady Dame is a sophomore, if I am correct. Am I, Adam?
He's a junior.
Okay. I got trapped in the corner. Good pass out. Drives in, lays it up, just a little too much.
It's going to retain Cougar ball.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I am noticing, Cameron, is that the defense that Catholic's been playing here for the past few possessions, they're really leaving the corners open. So if the Cougars kind of way to just drive in and just kick it out, it'll be guaranteed points every time for the Cougars.
And as the Cougars take a timeout here, we'll take a quick timeout of our own. This is the McLean County Sports Network, proudly brought to you by B.F. Evans Ford, located in Livermore, Kentucky. They can service any of your automobile-related needs. Once again, this is the Sports Network, and we'll be right back. And we're back with you, Cougar fans, as Trey Englehart will take the ball out from the baseline, passes up top to Mr. Bishop, and we're underway once again with about 2:58 remaining in the first quarter. And we have Patterson going in on two defenders, possibly grabbed there, but no call.
Rebounded by Webb.
Patterson's all over him, trying to get the ball. Does not work, however. Number 24 passes off to number 23, Hartz. Hartz takes it in. Virtually undefended going into the paint there, Clark. How can we address that going forward here?
Just communication. That's all that was. It's just communication error. As long as you communicate, stuff like that will not come as easy for the offense.
We have Dame there with a bad errant pass. Passes out there to number 3. Over to 24, who steps on the line. Good call there by the referee. When all these things are happening so fast, referees have to act at a moment's notice. Fans at home, I just want to take a quick opportunity here to let you know that referees cannot see the same thing that you can from a higher point of view. And they're just trying to do their job like you're trying to cheer on your fans. That's me off my soapbox. As we pass over here to Jacob Clark. Number 5. Adam, who is number 5? Please.
Number 5 is Zach Mims. He is a senior. He transferred here this year. And he has been a great asset. Defensively sound. He's quick on his feet. He has for sure been a great asset for the Cougars.
And his pass there
season.
set up Brady Dame to lay it in for 2 points. Cougars are keeping it close here with about 1:45 remaining in the first at 10-9. A nice little floater there from the sophomore, Griffin. Expect him to do that a lot more. He's pretty shifty and can get through the defenders, so just keep an eye on that. Ball goes off number 5's foot, and we're going to town. Griffin turns. Oh, he's thrown to the ground. Brady's got a lot of body there that it's hard to control once it gets moving forward, so Catholic could use that to their advantage tonight.
Brian Griffith at the line to shoot 2.
Griffith will be at the line to shoot 2 here. He hits the first. And he'll hit the second. If the Cougars keep fouling Griffith, this could get dangerous here real quick for a point margin. Passes out to Clark in the corner. Clark is trapped by 2 defenders. Brady Dame has the ball. If you notice, Adam, the Owensboro Catholic Aces are sending 2 people to the ball every single time.
It's to do what they did down there. They blocked our line of vision, and from that they caused bad passes, which therefore causes turnovers and then easy points for the Catholic.
And we see Bishop passing underneath. Is that going to be a block?
It is a block.
That is a block.
2 free throws for Patterson, I do believe, or no matter what block. Okay.
It'll be 2 shots there. The reason the block was called there, Scales was trying to get to the position, but he did not get there before the offensive player. So we'll have 2 shots here.
Patterson hits the first.
Checking in for the Catholic Aces will be number 3, Weaver, and number 23, Hart.
And for the Cougars, number 3, Englehart.
And Patterson capitalizes and hits both of his free throws that I did mention earlier in the game. That's going to be a key factor here for the Cougars here tonight. As Griffiths brings up the ball, we're down to 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So they could hold for the last shot here.
I do believe I saw their coach call for hold.
Now, the National Federation of High School Sports has been looking at possibly adding a shot clock within the next 3 years. So that could be something coming to a stadium near you, fans. Adam, what's your opinion of adding a shot clock here in the high school level?
I'm not sure about it, Cameron, because it'll for sure speed up the play of the game. It'll speed up. That's something I can think about is it'll speed up the game for sure, but I couldn't imagine it being too effective at the high school level.
As number 24 takes the ball there, that's Jai Webb. And at the end of the first quarter, you got a score of 19-11 favoring the Catholic Aces. This is the McLean County Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break here. This break is brought to you by Buck Creek Baptist Church, located on 431 down there at the intersection of 250. Love to have you out there sometime. This is the McLean County Sports Network.
And we're back starting the second quarter. I'm Matthew Miller.
And I'm still Adam Clark.
And right now, one thing I've noticed, the Cougars, what's really hurting them so far, which they're only down 8, and Clark shoots a 3. It's no good. But what I was about to say is the Cougars, what's really been hurting them is the 3-point shooting from the Aces, and there's another 3. That one's no good. Rebound Patterson. But it's really what's made the difference and gotten Catholic this 8-point lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have for sure been more efficient at the three-point line. Good driving by Patterson with the
Patterson, and one with Patterson, and he hit 2 free throws earlier. Let's see if he can knock this one down here. Armando Rodriguez is in the building, so we got that one going for us. We've announced it. I know you're not usually with us, Adam, but we've announced it every game.
That Armando's in the building?
Yeah. Patterson misses the and one free throw after it rattles out, so the Cougars currently trailing by 6, 19-13. And what got them here, we saw a barn burner against Breckenridge, to where they were leading most of the game, and then Breck came back, got a 4-point lead in the final minutes, and then the Cougars ended up winning by 6.
Yeah, that was I came down for that game. For sure worth the drive.
That was a very close game. And Patterson, floater, it's good. And so that'll cut the deficit to 4. 7 minutes remain in the second quarter. Fans are starting to get into it on the other side of the court here.
That's the one thing about coming from McLean County. You have a strong fan base that has your back.
Yeah, McLean County, really tight-knit community. Lots of fans in the building here tonight.
They have almost filled up half the sports center. And they are making a noise.
And that's Weaver with the ball right now. They're trying to set up the offense. Griffith over to Ronnie. Ronnie loses it off his leg. It'll be possession to the Cougars.
It's a smart defensive play there by Clark to swipe it while he was focusing on a defender.
And here comes Bishop bringing it up now. Passes over to Mims. And let's see if the Cougars can't cut into this deficit anymore. Mims thought about a 3. And that would be on a much taller defender. That's out of bounds on Weaver. Cougars will keep the ball, but yeah, Mims thought about that 3 and then saw Webb on his way over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have shot it either.
The roster says Webb is only 6'2". I don't believe it.
I don't either.
He's at least 6'5".
Because I know Patterson, he's about 6'3", and he's taller than Patterson.
Oh yeah, he's towering over Patterson out there. And that long wingspan really helps him out. Patterson trapped by 3 people, and that's one thing the Aces have done well is keeping Patterson from being able to score down low by closing in on him in large groups. Now hopefully we're able to adapt to that, and Patterson can kick it back out to Clark or Bishop for a 3 after they all collapse on him like that. But sometimes whenever you have that many hands in your face, it's hard to get a pass off.
It's hard to even think about what you're going to do next.
Yeah.
Because there's so much pressure on you at that moment.
Yeah, Clark looks to drive. He kicks it back out to Patterson, over to Mims. Mims off a pick, back to Patterson. And the Cougars just passing the ball around looking for something on offense. Patterson gets it to Englehart. Englehart pulls up, elbow, shot no good. Weaver with the rebound. Here comes Griffith the other way. Griffith looks to drive on the floor, foul called on Bishop. So Ronnie will take it out for the Aces below their own basket. Dame goes to the scores table. He checks in for Englehart. Ronnie pass in is deflected. I didn't see who deflected it, but I think it may have been Dame. Mims came up with it, so here come the Cougars trailing by 6. Bishop with the ball over to Clark. Clark thought about a 3. Instead he drives, floater up, no good. Doesn't get the rebound. Dame does, though. Dame shot off the glass just a little bit too hard. Weaver with the rebound. Here comes Griffith the other way.
It's getting real scrappy down there.
Hartz looks to drive. Good defense by Bishop, but he is called for the foul. That's his second in the last couple minutes. Scales checking in for Ronnie, and Englehart in for Bishop because Bishop has 2 fouls already in the first half. Scales taking the ball out now. Gets it into Weaver, over to Hartz. And the Aces trying to burn a little clock here. There's 4:14 left to go in the second quarter. They have a 6-point lead. Cougars need to stop here. Griffith with the ball. Over to Scales. Scales inside to Webb. Webb goes up on Dame. Good D by Dame. Shot no good. Clark unable to get the rebound. And Clark is gonna tie up Weaver. Jump ball. Possession to the Aces. So the Aces getting another chance after that missed shot by Webb. Riney checks in for Hart.
For the Aces, Andrew Riney.
Scales pass into Griffith. Pass over to Ronnie. Ronnie goes in on Dame. Shot no good. And Dame's interior defense has been great tonight.
Yeah, that's the one guy you not want to go up on whenever you're on the post.
Dame is a very strong player down low, and
he will stop you in your tracks.
And he's not the tallest out there right now. Webb much taller than him, but
I say Brady's got about 20 pounds on him.
Yeah, Dame the much stronger player of the two. Englehart loses the ball. It's out. They're going to say Scales touched it last. Cougars with another chance. Mims to take it out for the Cougars. In the last few offensive possessions for the Cougars, just didn't seem like they got a very good look.
No, it's kind of stalled out for them.
Hopefully they can score here to make it a 4-point game.
So it looks like Catholic's moved to a 2-3 zone.
And that pass is deflected. Dame thought about a three, gets it to Englehart. Englehart into Patterson. Patterson puts it in for two, despite being under the basket and the defense by Ronnie. Nice finish by Patterson. And he's McLean County's all-time leading scorer for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Cougars currently trailing by 4, 21-17. Very tightly contested game thus far. 2:35 remains in the second quarter. That's Weaver for three in the corner. That's short. Looks like Patterson may have got a piece of it. Ronnie gets the rebound, though, and puts it back in for two.
Yeah, the Cougars, they're going to have to get started on their three-point shooting. They're going to have to do something.
That was a nice closeout there by Patterson. And Clark from deep, that one's no good. They're going to get an offensive foul on, I believe, Englehart. Yeah, offensive foul away from the ball.
Englehart is first and the team's fourth.
And one thing I noticed, not many fouls called in this game. The refs are definitely not third region refs. They're letting them play a little bit more than usual. Third region refs get a little touchy. I'm sorry if you're a third region ref watching this. Not a bad thing. It's just that, more fouls are usually called. Griffith with the ball gets it into Webb. Webb looks to drive in on Dame, gets it out to Hartz. Hartz for three. It's good, and so that'll put the Aces up by 9.
That's the one thing about Hartz. If he shoots it, you can almost put money on it's going to go in every time.
Yeah, he hit a three earlier, and that's his second of the night. If he's open, it's going in.
I mean, he's ridiculous from the three-point line.
Dame gets it into Patterson. Patterson pulls up. Shot no good. Rebound. Scales, excuse me. Here comes Griffith. Griffith pulls back out. Looked like it may have been a double dribble. Not called. Clark got a hand on the ball, but Hartz recovers.
With a minute to go in the first half, looks like Catholic's going to play it slow and just hold it out.
And Catholic, surprised they didn't go ahead and maybe make it a 2-for-1 if they would have gone ahead and put up a shot. And then McLean couldn't have been able to waste a minute. But now McLean's likely to get the last shot as Dame ties up Griffith there. Possession now to the Cougars, so the Cougars are way to have a chance now to cut into this lead some before going into halftime.
A three before half would be great for the Cougars.
Yeah, currently down
And
9.
for the
Definitely
Aces, Gray Weaver.
need to cut this down a little bit before we go into halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Clark yet to get going though.
Yeah, I think he's had like one or two layups.
And yeah, he's
the
0 for 3 from 3
Mhm.
for 3 so far, and we've seen Clark whenever he gets hot, he's one of the best shooters in the region.
Best shooter in school history.
Yeah, he has the 3-point school record. And Englehart loses the ball, so here comes that's Weaver the other way for the Aces. Ace is going to have the last shot here. 9 seconds left to go. 5 seconds now. Hartz pulls it back out, guarded by Patterson. That's Scales who puts up a 3. No good. The buzzer sounds. And so the Cougars will go into halftime trailing by 9, 26-17. And if we get some defense on those perimeter shooters, we should be good in the second half. One thing we need just get some more outside shots to fall, because right now the Aces are playing so congested in the paint. We can't get anything working inside because we're not much of a threat outside so far this game. So if we get some outside shots going in and can spread their defense out, we should be doing pretty good. And so with that, that'll end the first half. We'd like to thank BF Evans Ford, and we'll be back with the second.
Welcome to the B.F. Evans Show halftime show. I'm Cameron Edwards. Here we go with the stats here from the first quarter. As you know, the score right now is the Owensboro Catholic Aces 26, the Cougars 17. The Cougars were led in scoring by number 35, Logan Patterson, who brought in 10 points for the Cougars and went 2 for 3 from the free throw line. We did mention earlier in the broadcast that Patterson's going to have to bring about a little bit stronger free throw percentage this game because Catholic has done start fouling him as he continues to drive in to score. Following him up is Jacob Clark, who has scored 3 points on 2 rebounds. He has gone 0 for 4 behind the three-point line, and that's really where Jacob Clark's bread and butter is. So he'll need to step that up here in the second half if the Cougars want to come back and win this ball game. And following up with 2 points each will be number 3 and number 21, which is Brady Dame and Trey Englehart. Both had 2 points. Brady had 3 rebounds, and Braden Bishop does have 1 rebound on the day. As we look at the Owensboro Catholic Aces, Drew Hartz is showing out like he normally does. He's got about 10 points on 1 rebound and 2 out of 3 three-pointers. Following him is number 2, Griffith, with 6 points. He has gone 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Catholic's got number 3 with a three-pointer, which is Gray Weaver. And they have 3 people tied with 2 points each. Cougars started committing a lot of costly turnovers there in the second quarter. If the Cougars can strain that up a little bit, I believe we can tighten up a lead, tighten up on the lead here, and get the game a little bit closer. So stick around for the second half. I'll be back with Matthew Miller. Stay tuned.
And we're back as we start the second half. It looks like Ronnie will take the ball out to start the second half for the Aces. So Griffith's going to bring it up. Looks like the Cougars are going to play man-to-man. They've played zone, it looked like, a lot of the first half. Hartz now with the ball guarded by Englehart. He gets it over to Griffith in the corner. That's Webb. Backing down Dame. Dame with the good defense in the post. But that he gets the shot to fall.
As we seen there, Brady was just overpowered there, so we'll need to try a different strategy to stay with number 24 here as we continue on in third quarter.
Yeah, and Brady's defense has been pretty good down low so far this game. Looked like he lost his footing there a little bit, and then Webb was able to put it in for 2. So here's Dame. He shoots a 3. That one's off the back of the rim, no good. Englehart going for the rebound. Clark comes up with it. Patterson with it on the floor. Who's going to get it? And Griffith will be tied up on the tied up. The Cougars had every chance to get that offensive rebound there.
It just all comes back to concentrating and grabbing the ball. As you've seen, Patterson grabbed it and just threw it straight up into the air, and no Cougars went into the area. So Cougars are going to have to do a better job of communication here.
Pass inside to Patterson. He goes up. Shot no good. And a lot of shots missed down low so far for the Cougars because of that long wingspan of Webb. So that's Griffith looking to drive. Goes up with it. That is something. No call at all, though.
Normally, if you see a guy lose a ball and regain it after something like that, it'll either be a double dribble or a travel. I'm not sure why the official chose to pass there.
And a good block by Patterson. Here comes Clark the other way. Dame was there as well. And we need to get Clark going from behind the arc. Bishop down low, puts it up for two, no good. Harts with the rebound, so here comes Griffith.
Cougars are really struggling in the paint here. Going to have to try some different options to start scoring.
And the Aces setting up the offense. Foul called away from the ball. Looks like that's going to be on Englehart. That is the second time a foul has been called away from the ball on him.
And right there, what Trey did was he made a very aggressive move to get around the pick, so that's the reason he was called for a foul there. Not sure if I would have called it or not, but that's what was the foul called.
Ronnie, guarded by Patterson, gets it back out to Griffith. So the Aces are going to set up their offense from there. That's Harts with the ball. He has had a good night shooting the three so far. Webb down low. Good defense. Causes a steal. Ball's on the ground. And Englehart and Ronnie get tied up. I believe the possession arrow is to the Aces. And the Cougars just seem pretty stagnant so far, late in the second quarter and then again in this starting the third quarter.
Mm-hmm. Trey Englehart's going to have to come out here as he's cut and bleeding.
I believe Mims will check in for him.
In for the Cougars, Zach Mims.
Going to get the athletic trainer to fix him up real quick. Hopefully he can get back in the game quick. As we take a look here, we're going to have Griffith inbounding the ball.
Pass in to Weaver. Weaver gets it into Harts in the post. He's guarded by Mims, so Harts definitely has the size on Mims. Ronnie kicks it out to Webb. Webb thought about taking the jump shot, picked up by Dame. And Weaver is left wide open backside as two Cougars collapse on Ronnie there.
We're going to have to do a better job of picking up the man underneath because that's where they've scored their past 4 points there.
And so Cougars currently trailing by 13, and they really need to get something going if they want to stay in this ball game. And Coach Lynham will take a timeout to talk things over. So we'd like to thank our sponsor, Buck Creek Baptist Church, and we'll be right back. How do I get it? And we're back here. Cougars currently trailing by 13, 30-17 with 5:06 remaining in the third quarter. And hopefully they can get something going on offense here. And if we don't get something going soon, we can't let them just keep expanding this lead. It's going to be hard to come back. Mims down low gets it over to Clark. Clark for two. Shot is no good. Dame unable to come up with the rebound, but a foul will be called. That foul is on Webb.
If you see that move that Bishop did on Griffith up there up top right before all that occurred, that was a pretty feisty move. If Bishop can keep that up on Griffith, I think we'll have a great shot of getting it in.
So Dame gets it over to Mims. Mims to Bishop. Bishop for three. It's no good. Griffith with the rebound. Mims with the steal, though. And Clark's going to drive in. Goes up for two, and he's fouled. So Clark, who is a very reliable free throw shooter, is going to the line to shoot two.
And it's hard when you're driving in there and you have three guys on you. You're either going to get fouled or foul someone. So it's a good thing there that he got fouled.
Clark's first free throw is good, cutting the lead to 12.
Clark's been reliable all year at the free throw line, as he has been at the three-point line as well. Let's see if we can keep him going.
Clark's second free throw is short. Rebound to Webb. So the Cougars are trailing by 12 with 4:32 left to go in the third. Clark with a steal. Here come the Cougars. They have numbers 3-2. Clark drives in. Layup good.
Oh, good drive there by Jacob Clark. Had the 3-on-2 advantage and just took it himself to the house.
And that'll make it a 10-point game, 30-20. Hopefully that is the start of a Cougar comeback. Clark with another steal. Here comes Dame in transition. Dame over to Clark. Clark looks to drive it himself again and puts it in for two.
Up, and here comes the Clark show.
And Clark takes it in for two layups in a row in transition, and he also had that steal there setting it up. And I like to see Brady Dame making that second pass because, you know, he had the guy on him, and he's able to get it over there. And that's what resulted in the 2 points. So we'd like to thank Buck Creek Baptist Church, and we'll be right back after this timeout. Cougars down 8. And we're back, and the Cougars with a 5-0 run, making it an 8-point game, and it looked like the Aces were going to pull away as they got up by 13, but the Cougars fighting back hard. And so they apply a little bit more pressure than they have. Not quite what I'd call a full-court press, but more of a hot two. And so that's Ronnie with the ball. He gets it over to Griffith. Griffith for three, and that three is good. And so that'll put the Aces back up by double digits with an 11-point lead. Hopefully the Cougars can answer back with points of their own on this end of the court. Mims brings it up, gets it to Clark.
Clark's got to get going from beyond the three-point arc if the Cougars are to come back here.
He's helping out in other ways right now, but if he could get the three going in, it would really help the Cougars. Clark over to Bishop. Bishop for three.
Oh, good pass. Good
pass.
No
good. Bishop saves it, and that's going to be Webb on a fast break. Brady. Oh, I've seen Brady with so many chase down blocks in transition this year, just a little bit late there, and that's the Aces back up by 13. Not sure what happened there.
Owensboro Catholic.
Okay, so Griffith grabbed the ball and threw it after Ronnie put it in for two. So that's going to be a delay of game warning against Owensboro Catholic.
What is it?
So 2:54 remains in the third quarter. The Cougars are down 13. Need points here. Clark over to Bishop. Bishop to Dame. Dame with a nice pass to Bishop. That's Patterson going up for two.
He's
fouled.
Assaulted going up there.
And, Hartz fouls him hard. I thought he was going to get the and one, but it just doesn't quite roll in. Patterson going to the line to shoot two free throws.
This is where we really need Logan to step up here and hit two free throws right here. Get some momentum back in the Cougars' pocket.
And that first free throw is good. So a better free throw shooting game from Patterson so far. As we saw last game against Breckenridge, I think he was 0 for 8 from the free throw line, and I think he's only missed one so far tonight, and that one there. But he's definitely done better at the line.
Yeah, going 0 for 8 and still winning the ball game is pretty lucky there for Logan Patterson. So if we're to win this game, he's got to expect to do way better than that, which he has been doing so far.
And Hart's with a rare miss wide open from behind the three-point line. You don't see that often. Mims with the ball now. He's going to get it to Clark coming through the other side. He pulls up a contested three. It's no good. Here comes Griffith. Chase down. Brady Dame's chasing him. And Dame just late again on the block. I like the hustle by Dame, though, not giving up on the play whenever the Aces have a wide open lane to the basket.
A team still hustling as a team still in the ball game, Matthew.
And the Cougars currently down by 14. They still can come back. Dame drives, gets it to Clark. Maybe this three will go. And it doesn't. And just a rough night shooting the threes for the Cougars. Dame's going to get picked up for a foul there.
That was on Brady Dame, his second.
Bishop and Clark usually pretty good from behind the arc, but they collectively haven't hit one.
Catholic has really found their number here tonight as Catholic Aces are up, as you see on the scoreboard. But the clock does hit 1:45 as we inbound this basketball. So this could it's getting a little bit shorter of a time for the Cougars to come back.
And the Cougars need to turn it around a little bit here if they want to come back and win this ball game. There's still a whole nother quarter to be played, though. Webb with the ball in the corner. Looks to back down Patterson. Good defense applied by Mims, but that leaves Weaver open for two. Shot is no good.
Couldn't get that 2K roll.
And Ronnie hits it back to Griffith. Offensive rebound, and Griffith throws it out of bounds. So turnover by the Aces.
That was costly there by Catholic. If they could have scored there, I believe that would have put another nail there in the coffin. Not completely sealed it, but now the Cougars have a chance to build some momentum going into the fourth quarter. Let's see if the Cougars can hit a shot here, Matthew.
Yeah, and Scales and McFarland checked in for the Aces. Here come the Cougars with 1:08 left to play in the third. Down by 14. Let's hope they get something going. Englehart almost loses it. Gets it over to Clark. Clark looks to drive. He gets inside, off the glass, no good. And jump ball possession to the Cougars. We really need to get some points going into the fourth quarter. Down 14 is not a place you want to be.
Nope, if we can at least score one bucket here and get it a stop, I believe we'll have enough momentum to stage a good comeback here in the fourth quarter.
And they're not they're going to a zone because of the lack of shooting behind the arc by the Cougars. And that shot from Englehart just rolls out. So here comes Griffith the other way. There's 33 seconds to play in the third. He almost loses it.
Take a look. The Cougars are still playing man. They're doing a good job so far, but if they keep doing this and not stopping them as they have been, this could get a little bit trickier going down the road.
McFarland looks to drive on Patterson. Yeah, that's a walk before he's able to get the shot up.
That's a good call there, as he did pick up his pivot foot and move it and put it back down all at the same time. So, we got 8 seconds left on the clock, Matthew. Let's see if we can score something here.
All right, Patterson with 4 seconds. He waited a little bit too long. Bishop is going to have to very contested three. It's just going to hit the side of the backboard. He didn't really have any time to get his feet planted or anything. And so that'll do it for the third quarter. We're going to be back with the fourth here in a minute. It's going to be Cameron and Adam doing that. And the Cougars currently down 14. Hopefully a comeback is in store. This is the McLean County Sports Network, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter of this ball game. In the booth with me now is Adam Clark, and we're here to close out the show for you guys. Owensboro Catholic has the ball. They've been playing really aggressive here, Adam. What do you hope the Cougars can change here in the fourth quarter?
Just keep the aggression up because they're playing great defense. And all you can do is just play more aggressive and just hope it all works out in your favor. Looks like right now just a few silly fouls are going to start us off here in the fourth quarter.
We got a hold there on number 5, Mims, before the shot was off. So good job there by the Cougars.
If they can keep up the intensity they had about 5 possessions ago when they had those back-to-back turnovers on Owensboro Catholic, keep that same intensity, it should become an interesting ball game.
Mm-hmm. As the Cougars keep missing off the side of the rim, it's not looking good here. Cougars have not made very many shots since the first half, Adam, and the Catholic Aces keep hitting them. Griffith going to town there on Bishop, but Bishop ain't having any of it. Staying with him there, locking him down. Need to keep an eye on the Drew Harts and Englehart matchup over here, as Drew Harts has been dominating throughout the game.
You know, with someone like him, it's hard to contain. It's hard to contain all the weapons that he possesses.
Mm-hmm. Patterson's been switched on to guarding number 24, Webb. Probably a good idea, as Patterson's more of a lockdown defender. Going to get a foul there on Mims on the ground. We're going to be on the baseline here.
Zach Mims, his second.
Cougars have struggled with guarding the lower post area.
Now we have Patterson and Dame down low, so that should help us congest and contain the paint a little bit better.
And the Catholic Aces will take a timeout, but we'll stay on here to discuss a few things. Adam, do you think missing Springer is really affecting the Cougars here tonight?
It's affecting them more tonight than it did Wednesday.
With Springer being out, Springer's a really good ball handler, shooter,
and he was guaranteed right there, a little post fade right there. He was guaranteed 2 points almost every possession.
Mm-hmm. Mims has been trying to pick up the slack there, but Mims is just a little undersized to take on this Catholic team. So how do you see the Cougars filling in that void here in the fourth quarter?
Just play the basketball they know. Just play what they know, what they've been doing all season, and just be happy with whatever happens, because they've had a phenomenal season.
Not to count the Cougars out yet, but we do have 6:46 remaining here in the fourth period as Webb jumps up and gets that ball. Griffith hits the three-point basket. Cougars been struggling guarding Griffith all night. Patterson has the ball, passes out to Clark. Clark is yet to hit a three-point basket, which you can tell by the scoreboard is really affecting the Cougars. Brady drives in, fouled on the shot, but no call. 2-point basket there.
That's the thing about Brady. He is tough. He is tough on the inside.
Brady's not scared of anybody. He'll go up against the biggest defender. The Catholic passes back over here to number 3, Webb underneath. 3-man on him. Griffith has the ball. Oh, that's a wraparound. Mims is going to pick up his third foul, I do believe. Nope, going to call it on Brady Dames.
They're going to call it on Brady. Brady's the one that wrapped.
Mm-hmm. We have 5:59 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cougars down by 15.
That's just 5 threes.
Mm-hmm. If the Cougars can get a stop here, or a foul. Well, that would completely ruin the point I was about to make, Adam. As we have Webb at the line, we have not seen Webb shoot very many free throws tonight, so let's see how he'll do. Normally, your bigger men are not the greatest of free throw shooters, so let's see if Webb can pick it up here. Webb picks up the first. Now, just to point out to everybody that Webb will be a dominant force here in the region for the next couple of years, as he is only a sophomore at 6'2" and 160 pounds. Adam, that kid's only going to keep getting bigger.
Well, he's not 6'2" either.
That's what my sheet says.
She's lying to you, buddy. I'm 6'2", and he's taller than me.
All right, well, he's a little bit taller than 6'2". Patterson drives in, takes the fadeaway. Oh, and count the basket.
That's what we're going to need for the rest of this game. We need quick points and need to hit them. If you don't hit them, you need to get fouled. You need to draw some kind of contact so the refs will give you the free throws.
You got to force your way through all the traffic. And here goes Patterson. Hopefully he'll pick up free throw number 4 tonight. And he doesn't.
It's off the front of the rim.
Cougars now switching over to the full court press. 2-on-2 fast break. Oh, that was a beautiful oop.
I knew it was coming.
Yes.
He gave it to Webb, and Webb said, Webb gave it to him. He was like, yeah.
When you have a 2-on-1 fast break like that with Webb and Griffith, there's no way you're going to stop them.
Without getting dunked on, at least.
Nope. And here comes the Catholic Aces. Throwing one up. Got a foul. Clipped him on the elbow there.
Jacob Clark, his second, and the team
Number 1's going to be at the free throw line to shoot 2. That'll be Rooney.
Timeout, Cougars.
Ronnie?
Full timeout.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Ronnie. This is going to be a full timeout for the Cougars, and I'm going to take a quick break here so I can get a drink of Pepsi and keep talking. This is the McLean County Sports Network, and we'll be right back.
The Owensboro Health.
Welcome back as we continue the fourth quarter of action. I'm Cameron Edwards and Adam Clark alongside me. We have 5:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Adam, what are we going to have to see out of the Cougars going forward here to decrease the 16-point lead?
We're going to have to clean up the defense for sure. We are causing too many fouls that are allowing them easy free throws, and as tonight has shown, they are converting on almost every free throw. So we're going to have to clean up our defense, as well as we're going to have to make our possession on offense count. We're going to have to come away each possession, whether it be 1, 2, or 3. We're going to need to come back with something.
We have a substitute by the Catholic Aces, so it's going to be number 21, Scales. And for the Cougars will be number 3, Trey Englehart. Brady Dame will be coming out of the ball game here, hopefully just for a short breather. One thing I do see with the Cougars here tonight is that they're getting more tired than the Catholic Aces are. Signs of a more tired team is a team that's making more defensive fouls and more costly turnovers like we see there. Englehart stays with him the whole time to make sure there's no more oop chances. And there we just had Cougars just had a complete breakdown of communication there. As 3 of them had the ball and none of them would grab it.
And then Ronnie threw it off the shoulder of Englehart.
And the Aces, Drew Hartz.
Cougars don't have to do a way better job of communication here going down the stretch. As we do have 4:57 remaining on the clock, Catholic has expanded the lead to 18. Cougars have only scored 10 points since the first half concluded, Adam. What could be a cause of this?
Well, like you said a minute ago, they could all just be tired. It's been a long season. It's been a great season. Or maybe they're just not in the right headspace. We don't know. We're not them. All we can do is look at stats. But I'd for sure say they're either tired or they came in here with the wrong mindset. I'm not sure. But this ain't the same Cougar team that we saw Wednesday night at least.
And that's one thing about Catholic. They're in great shape. So that's why they're staying alive here while our legs are getting a little bit more dead. And we had a foul call down here in the paint. Most Cougar fans didn't see it from the far side, but the defender did come over the top and whack Webb in the head, so that was a good foul call there. as he hits the first one. We'll see if he'll hit the second one to expand it to a 20-point lead. He misses it. Cougars only down 19 with 4:40 going in the fourth quarter. Cougars then have to do a better job here of getting a better-looking basket.
We're going to have to play quick, shoot quick. Patterson deep mid-range, and he drops
Oh, that
it.
was beautiful. Cougars going to have to make a lot of shots like that and get quick stops. Quick stops is going to be necessary here. As Braden Bishop comes up, hopefully to put the clamps on Griffith. Englehart's all over Hart's. Number 25. Jacob Clark's on him. Got a timeout called by the Catholic Aces, and with that, we'll call a timeout of our own. And this is the McLean County Sports Network, proudly brought to you by Buck Creek Baptist Church, located at the intersection of 431 and 250. Force the way up. And we're back to action here as Webb takes the ball, guarded closely by Brady Dame. We're going to have a foul on the floor by Brady Dame. I believe this will be his fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
Foul is on Brady Dame, his fourth, and the team's ninth.
Owensboro Catholic is in the bonus.
At the line to shoot one in the bonus.
I believe they will be in the double bonus from this point out. Let's see if we can. Cougars are struggling here. Catholic's only committed 4 fouls this entire second half. So if you take a look at that, Cougars are getting a little bit more tired of making more costly fouls, turnovers, and stuff like that. With 3:56 remaining, lead is now at 18. No, that ain't 18. What is it? Yeah, that's 18. Not no mathematologist.
They're called mathematicians.
It was a reference to SpongeBob. And now it's a 19-point lead.
Owensboro Catholic will shoot the double bonus.
Cougars bring the ball up the court with 3:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Logan Patterson pops the two-pointer, two-point basket, good. Cougars going to have to keep making quick two-point baskets in order to stay in this ball game, and you're going to have to get quicker stops than what you're doing right now, because the Catholic Aces are burning off about an average of 25 seconds every time they bring the ball down the court.
That was on Logan Patterson, his first, and the team's 10th.
That'll be Logan Patterson's first foul of the ball game.
At the line to shoot two.
Aces will be in a double bonus for the remainder of the ball game. So every time we foul, it'll be 2 free throws. And Catholic doesn't miss many free throws at them, so we're going to have to be a whole lot more cautious. Ronnie hits, and that's just a lack of concentration there, letting Webb get the rebound.
Yeah, he just went right over him.
Brady got very complacent in his block out there, and that's the reason he just jumped right over top of him. Here goes Webb to shoot 1 and 2.
Well,
He hits the first.
Well, he's shooting 2 no matter what.
I know, but 1 and 1 means the bonus. 1 and 2 means you get the first shot and the second shot.
Oh. The more you know.
And here comes Brady Dame. He'll be coming to the bench.
Was that his? He still has 4, right?
Still has 4. 3:31 remaining on the clock. We'll have Webb shooting his last one. Wilkerson came into the ball game there with 3:30 remaining. Cougars now down by 20. Braden Bishop will bring the ball down the court. On the floor right now for the Cougars are all the seniors that have been in McLean County pretty much their whole life. You have Wilkerson out there, Jacob Clark, Trey Englehart, Logan Patterson, and Braden Bishop. These guys have been playing together since about 6th grade, some even earlier. Jacob Clark drives in and is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 with 3:07 remaining.
Drew Hart's his 4th, team's 5th. Jacob Clark at the line to shoot 2.
Adam, as the clock draws closer to 0, what do you hope to see out of the Cougars here? He hits the first.
Don't give up. There's still 3 minutes, and it's now a 19. It's 19-20 point game. Now 18, but the game's never over to the
Until the final buzzer there, yeah.
So just don't go ahead and accept defeat. Give her all you got. While you can.
Now Braden Bishop up here top with Griffith. And 12 Wilkerson on Riney. Braden has not done a bad job on Griffith. Griffith has just done a great job on offense. It's hard to guard somebody who's making all those crazy shots.
I mean, it's hard to guard someone of his size. He's not the biggest, but with that comes his speed and his agility. Like, he's just able to move. Engelhardt is absolutely
murder.
Dear Lord.
Good job by the referee to get in there quick to de-escalate the situation.
Engelhardt, his 4th personal foul. Jai Webb at the line to shoot 2. And for the Aces, Sam McFarland, and for the Cougars, Zach Mims.
Tanner Wilkerson will be X'd in the ball game. Sims will come in. Mims.
Dude, this thing is freaking packed. I'm not even gonna lie.
And he hits the second.
Returning for the Aces.
Webb has only missed one all night, I do believe, as Webb comes out of the ball game. Number 21. Looking at my list here, Luke Scales will re-enter. Luke Scales is also a sophomore. He did start for him tonight, so keep an eye on him as we move forward in the next couple of years. Passes over to Patterson with the three-pointer from the corner. Three-point basket there. We got about 2:05 remaining in the ball game. Cougars down by 17. I don't do math. Got a foul there. Did get him on the arm.
Called on Clark.
His 3rd personal foul. Andrew Riney at the
Aces
line to
are
shoot
in
2.
the double bonus. It's the first. And he'll hit the second. Adam.
Mims surveying the court. Looks like a double team coming. It goes over to Bishop. Over to Engelhardt. Back to Patterson. Oh, Patterson like he wanted to shoot. Almost walked. That was scary. Oh, risky pass, and it does not pay off.
Here comes Riney with. That was a dangerous play. Patterson bringing the ball back up the court here. Let's see if he'll drive in. He'll pop it. 2-point basket there for Patterson. If we had seen this Patterson earlier, I think we would have had a better shot in this game. Timeout called by
Owensboro Catholic.
Owensboro Catholic.
It's a full timeout.
Going to be a full timeout as he is out of 30-second timeouts. And with that, we'll take a quick break of our own. This is the McLean County Sports Network, proudly brought to you by B.F. Evans Ford, located on 431 just down there in Livermore, Kentucky. You need a new truck? B.F. Evans, your man. We have 1:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Shot goes off the side of the rim, no good. I believe it's supposed to be an oop, but, you know. Shot there by Engelhardt.
Did he just airball that?
We are now under 1 minute to play.
It looks like Coach Lyme's going to pull out all his starters.
Final time stepping off the court as a McLean County Cougar.
It's on the basketball court. And in comes Travis Phillips, Caleb Johnson, who is also a senior, number 31.
Wilkerson's out there as well.
Jaden Arnold and Andrew Brackett. Brackett, he's come a long way.
The Cougars can be proud of how they played this season. No need to hang your head after this ball game. Catholic just had a little bit better of a night tonight. Cougars will bring him back up the court.
Phillips bringing it up. Gets a screen from Brackett.
I tell you, Brackett's a big boy. Look at how tall he is.
Yeah, Brackett's just as tall as the rest of them. He's about as tall as Dame now.
There goes Arnold driving in. Ball's going to stay here with exactly 22 seconds remaining in the ball game. Checking into the game now for the Catholic Aces will be number 5, Gibbs, and number 32, Wall. Gibbs and Wall are sophomore and freshman respectively. So Catholic Aces got a lot of depth going into the future here. Brackett with the rebound, throws it up. 2-point basket there for Brackett.
Yeah, next season, McLean County, they're going to have some mean interior defense and offense between Brackett and Dame.
And that's the end of the ball game. Your final score here, Cougar fans, is the Owensboro Catholic Aces 57, the McLean County Cougars 40. We will be back in about 1 minute for your Cougar postgame show, brought to you by Buck Creek Baptist Church, located at the intersection of 431 and 250. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Cougar fans, and what a heartbreaker we just experienced here in the Sports Center of Owensboro. We'll go over some quick stats here from the final game of the season for the Cougars, which, Adam, it wasn't a bad ball game. Catholic just outperformed them a little bit here tonight. We have a final score tally from the Cougars. Number 35, Logan Patterson, ended the night with 22 points. Adam, how effective was Logan Patterson down there tonight?
Well, according to the stat line, he was very effective. From the way it looks, he was over half of our points for the game. So he was extremely effective at what he was doing tonight. Even though it did come later in the game, when he finally decided, whenever it all did finally pick back up.
Jacob Clark was the second leading scorer for the Cougars. However, none of those came off his world-famous three ball that he's been known for scoring here recently. He went 0 for 6 from behind the three-point arc. Adam, do you think that had an effect on how the Cougars played today?
That had not to sound biased, but I think it had a major effect because, you know, that's usually what kept the offense rolling. He'd score 3, everybody would get excited, everybody get pumped up, and they would all become excited, ecstatic, and they'd all want to get back and they'd do their thing. Whereas tonight, where it was kind of slower, no one really got that extra oomph to get back up and just keep going. So it slowed down the pace of the Cougar ball for sure.
And the big stat I'm seeing on this sheet that really hurt the Cougars was rebounding. Cougars only had 14 rebounds on the night compared to Catholic, who had about 19 rebounds there. So the Cougars did struggle on the offensive and defensive glass compared to Catholic. And one stat you can really look at consistently throughout ball games is rebounds, and they'll tell you who's winning the ball game. You don't even have to look at the points. So just keep that in mind. And Webb came up big for the Catholic Aces here tonight as he scored 14 points with 4 rebounds. and he was highly effective from the free throw line, only missing 2 free throws out of the 10 he took.
Dang.
Adam, just some closing thoughts for this ball game. Do you have any?
Closing. To the seniors don't get too sad. You've had a great run these past 4 years, and you could not have picked a better way to end it than you did this season. 22 wins, tying the record. And then your own individual players setting records themselves. You have nothing that you should be ashamed of or anything like that this season. You all played tremendously, and everyone here in McLean County is extremely proud of you guys.
Yeah, it was as Adam said, it was a great season there for the seniors. Pulling off 22 wins, which is something we've not seen since about 1984. So a great season there by the Cougars. A lot of personal records, as you did mention. Lanham did a great job with this team coming in after our previous coach went to become the athletic director at Ohio County. And the Cougars did beat Ohio County this year in the first round of district, which was pretty impressive. And the Cougars made it all the way to the semifinals. It was just one heck of a basketball season, and I'm proud I got to watch it and do the final game of their season. To the seniors that are leaving basketball, cherish these memories. These are memories that are going to live with you for a lifetime.
You're going to miss them, too.
Mm-hmm.
We're old. We know.
Mm-hmm. All the way in college. But, well, I guess that does it for us, Cougar fans. I'm your host, Cameron Edwards.
And I'm Adam Clark. Y'all have a great night, and thank y'all for watching.